The day after Memorial Day, the president ramped up his war with Twitter. After he tweeted 51,000 times, Twitter began fact-checking and hiding some of his tweets. The president began railing on Twitter, quote, revoke 230. He's referring to Section 230 of the 1996 law known as the Communications Decency Act. So, what is it?
Hey everyone, this is Brian Lewis once again with the Benjamin Dixon Show, bringing you that daily news content from America and around the world. So yesterday, Donald Trump gave a pretty disastrous press conference where he lashed out at a reporter on site and continued to allude to wanting to do an actual coup in this country. So people took to Twitter, as they always do, and they got something trending, hashtag diaper Don, and some other trends as well, hashtag Trump tantrum and hashtag tiny desk, because if you see the memes that have been created online, they show Trump sitting at this really small desk that wasn't meant to do what he was trying to do at the moment, and they have him in a school, they have him with all of these little baby toys around him, because Trump is, he goes on these temper tantrums, right? But it's not even so much the trend itself that's the important thing here. The bigger issue was Trump's reaction to this. So Trump took to Twitter around 11 p.m. or a little after 11 p.m. and he said, quote, for purposes of national security, Section 230 must be immediately terminated. So this isn't the first time he's called for the repeal of Section 230. He also did the same thing back in May of this year when Twitter first started fact checking him, because he doesn't like to be fact checked. So if you're unaware of this, or if this is the first time you're seeing this, Section 230 is in reference to the 1996 law of the Communications Decency Act, which is believed to be the foundation of the modern internet.
Professor, I want to put on the screen the 26 words. Here they are. No provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. In lay terms, what does that mean?
So what those words mean is basically that any online platform, whether it's social media, a website, Wikipedia, Yelp, they are responsible for any content that they create. But unless one of a few limited exceptions applies, they are not responsible for any posts, any video, any images that their users post on the site. There definitely is the possibility that not just for controversial posters, but for all posters, without Section 230, there could actually be fewer avenues to be able to express your views online without first being going through some sort of vetting process.
Because what it does, it shields online platforms from being sued or held liable due to the statements made by their users, right? So Twitter can't be sued because of comments that individuals are making on their site. They can only be held accountable for not just social media sites, but any online platform can only be held accountable for what they officially put out. Right now, of course, Twitter and other social media sites can delete accounts. They do that all of the time, but they can't be sued for anything in terms of content, online content. So repealing Section 230 is really Donald Trump's way of saying that he wants to suppress independent voices online because he doesn't like these hashtags. He doesn't like the diaper Don hashtag. He doesn't like when people call him a baby and bruise his ego, right? That massive ego that he has. So it could either lead to a massive suppression of independent voices online, or on the flip side, it could just lead to this Wild West scenario where there's no moderation at all. And so people like Donald Trump, if you think about it, if Section 230 is repealed, Donald Trump would be first in line to get kicked off of social media because he does nothing but make false statements. So if you have online platforms like Twitter that have to now in the future deal with the things that are being said on their site, of course they're not going to want people like Donald Trump on their site that where they could be held accountable for something that Trump says. You see what I'm saying? So even him suggesting this makes no sense because he would be the first in line to get booted. But I just wanted to bring this up and show you guys this because it's important to understand that conservatives like to talk about free speech, right? But whenever they are challenged or whenever people are using speech in ways that they don't like, all of a sudden that free speech stuff goes out of the window. If you're kneeling, if you are talking about state violence, anything that they don't like, that they get offended by, all of a sudden that free speech absolutism talk goes completely out of the window. So I wanted to bring this up purely just to show how hypocritical they are, but to also let you know that a lot of these freedoms and these liberties that we have on these platforms are not set in stone. And if we become too much of a threat to the people in power, they will either repeal laws or pass new laws to silence us.